You know I love the wordplay.
All right, let's see.
All right. Something's supposed to be happening. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I turned off auto start, but it seems like that doesn't matter. It seems like it started anyway.
Something's supposed to. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Well, I turned off auto start. Yeah, so you're gonna hear me on the. You're gonna hear a little lag there.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a little. I'm gonna turn off the audio on my phone. I'm gonna mute my phone so I can see, but I'll hear through the. Yeah.
well,
There it
gang,
is. I
as you
think that
can
was it.
tell, we're taking a minute to kind of figure out how this works. My name's Jim Hodgson. I'm known as Comedy Zolo. This is my good friend Jaymi Curley, who
Hi
has
guys.
graciously agreed to be our guest host for today. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted jokes. We really appreciate it. Hey, we got our first commenter. Good to see you, Kip. Thanks for stopping by. Um, so the idea here is that we submitted some prompts. Jaymi and I got together a couple weeks ago, and we came up with some prompt ideas. Mostly Jaymi, when I say we. And when we've done streams like this in the past, we've done a kind of like we've had people kind of spontaneously write do like with a one word prompt. Jaymi, you were really good at that. But I thought it might be fun to try to do something where people have a little bit more time to write the joke, and also using some more sort of conceptual prompts rather than the one word, because the one word just lends itself so much to wordplay type jokes, which I think are
Wordplay
terrible.
and puns. I know, but which I have to admit I love a lot. But honestly, I think that the biggest change is having time.
Hmm.
I think that the quality of your jokes improve, like that instantaneous competing for speed gives like really good jokes. But I think when you have time to like take your first thought, make the joke, and then like write around it a little bit and tighten it up a little bit, I think the quality we're going to see today is probably going to be just superb because they
Yeah.
have had time to like really dig into the joke. So
Well, I have had the privilege of looking through the
nice.
jokes that have been submitted. They are very good. I think there's going to be a lot of funny. It's going to be a lot of funny stuff. But I also wanted to have another person to like, so that I could kind of share the jokes with somebody who hasn't seen them yet, because I've already read them and copied them and pasted them and things like that. So they've lost a little bit of their luster for me. But um, you know, hopefully, since you haven't experienced them at all yet, you'll have a more real life reaction to them.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'm also a notoriously easy laugh, so
Yeah. Well, it's one of the best things. Yeah. A good laugh is great. I mean, you've heard my wife laugh.
you know.
Okay. So thank you to everybody who submitted. This is the Brickley. Um, I do want to say that I'm sorry to some folks who just didn't have time to get their jokes in time. There has been a little bit of, people are a little bit annoyed by the 24-hour period, and I know that life does happen, and I'm sensitive to that. But I like the idea of 24 hours. I feel like I don't know. I don't want to let it stretch out too much beyond that, because I feel like you know I don't know. I kind of want there to be some pressure, but I am sensitive to the fact that that means that, some people with real worlds and families and jobs, as all of us have, might suffer a little bit. So let's meet our contestants, Jaymi, shall we?
Yes.
We won't actually be meeting them. We'll just be seeing their names written on the screen. Hold on one second. There's the thing I turn off, and that's the thing I turn on. There we go. So this is the scoreboard. Now, our first contestant is, of course, Waldad. He's a Discord member, and I think he said he couldn't be here for the stream. So I think Dan might have said that as well. So Waldad, Dan is going to compete. He's a patron. I really appreciate his support. Thank you so much, Dan. And Sauceman is here. For some reason, Sauceman listed his name with a capital A, capital L for Al, but you can see him in the chat there. Thanks for being around. Jay Mills, going to compete. Coop from the Discord as well. And last but far from least, Craft Mac and now, Jaymi, let me tell you that this user's name was Craft Mac and Please Let Me Win, but that was too long to fit into the scoreboard thing, mostly due to my poor JavaScript coding ability. So I apologize to Craft Mac and Please Let Me Win because I had to shorten your name to Craft Mac. Now, I did say on the entry form, please keep it short, but I didn't note any kind of, character limit. So I apologize to Craft Mac and Please Let Me Win. We weren't able to get your full name in there.
That's someone who's done the pub quiz. That's someone who's done a team pub trivia.
Yeah. They do well with those silly names. I always like those. Okay, so away with you, scoreboard. And let me say thank you to the patrons who support the channel. Really appreciate it, guys. Beyond just having a little bit of money to offset the cost of doing all this, it's just nice to have the support of people who kind of dig what you're doing to the point that they would give, kick in a few bucks. So we really appreciate that. I think you can do, I'm not sure how this works, but I believe that now that, because the channel is monetized, I think you can do I think you can pay money to give us tips or something like that, or it's like super chats or something. So if you disagree with me at any point during the stream, feel free to give us money, and that will change my opinion. Because I'm a craven capitalist. All right. Thank you, patrons. Let me turn that off. So, Jaymi, shall we begin?
Absolutely. I'm going to yell because somebody said I'm too soft, so.
Yeah, well, that's, he would know. He's done a lot of audio processing, has Kip, so if he says you're a little quiet, then he would know.
Next time, fix it. I've done everything I know how to do.
Yeah, we did do a tech rehearsal, and we did our best, but we're not, I don't know. We don't really know what we're doing. So, all right, we have about 30 jokes today.
Okay.
So let's get cracking. Now, I'm going to show you the joke. I'm going to show you the first joke. We want to see your, just your natural response. We'll talk it through a little bit, and then we'll give a point. We'll give some points, 1 to 10. Now, I will say for those of you who did submit jokes, there were 5 prompts. We did 5 prompts. Not everybody submitted a joke for every prompt, which is fine. And also, I have shuffled the jokes around, so you're going to see the jokes out of order, and that's so that, because I don't want Jaymi to develop I don't want her to be expecting any joke in particular. I want her to have as natural a reaction as possible. And also, part of this whole idea is to get jokes and joke writing away from the concepts of performance and appearance. It's just the joke. That's it. So, shall we begin? Here we go. And I'm not gonna read this to you. I'm gonna let you read it with your own mind. Here we go.
I'm a real sandwich artist. Real sandwich artists don't work at Subway. Okay. Like that. I do.
She likes it.
The thing is, okay, on the surface, it's like a traditional, but the thing is, you can see the person delivering the joke, and it's very it's very visceral, and I like that. That's clever. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as a vain person, it suits my sense of vanity, because it's like I'm it's like they're taking the concept of sandwich artist back from Subway. They're wrenching the concept of sandwich artist back from the corporate behemoth that is Subway. And well, they should, if not for the quality of the food, because of that whole Jared debacle. Am I right?
Well, yeah, that's that. I haven't been to Subway in a very long time, and it mostly has to do with the fact that it's it's Subway. So,
yeah.
But yeah, there is that whole Jared thing. The other thing I would say is this a joke? Do they call the sandwich makers sandwich artists everywhere there is a Subway? Because I always question is this joke an American joke, or is it a joke that would play even in like Britain or Great Britain, if
Hmm.
that's a thing. So I don't know. But as far as me and my experience with Subway, I will take it. I like this.
Yeah, I'm thinking now about like a French, artiste de sandwich or something like that.
Oh, piece de sandwich.
We have some French speakers in the chat. They'll tell us how you would say that. So anyway, I like it. Now, what are you thinking in terms of points? Now, I realize that this is a little bit awkward because we're just getting started, and like as the game goes along, you'll have a better, you'll have a better sense of what you gave a lot of points to. So
Okay.
it's unfortunate for this person that they're first because you're kind of getting your sea legs in a way. But
Don't know. We don't know if the quality, if this is like top quality or if this
hmm
is like mid quality. So I'm going to assume that it's 1 to 10.
yeah,
So 10 points is the most. So because I giggled to start out with, I'm gonna give it like, let's give it an 8.
wow,
Let's give it an
okay,
8, just so there's room to grow. But since it kind of cracked me up to start with, I'm gonna give it an 8. So there's room for elevation.
okay, I like that. And we can always dig ourselves out of this hole later on by saying, okay, I'm giving that a 12 or a 13 if something is
This is true.
superlative. I mean, look, that's what We Rate Dogs did, and what example is there to follow if not We Rate Dogs, you know, from back when
Eight
Twitter was an enjoyable experience.
of any, like I said, of any old thing we're gonna follow. We Rate Dogs is one I'll get behind. So
Right on.
there's
Okay.
my,
Are you ready for another joke?
yes,
Okay.
hit me with it.
Here
What do
we
we
go.
got? Okay, professor is a term reserved for those teaching at a university. Doctor is also a term reserved for those teaching at a university. A proctor is someone who oversees a test. Somewhere out there, there is a teacher with a PhD overseeing a test being a portmanteau. um, okay. Wait, I think, wait, proctor being a portmanteau. That, I gotta give him some points for having an elegant, like being elegant enough to know the word portmanteau.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
I'm
this should also
also,
appeal to you as somebody who's been a teacher.
yeah, but I'm like,
Not that I'm selling the joke to you, but I'm just,
no, no, no. It's just it's elegantly written, but I don't. I'm trying to see the joke.
Mm-hmm.
I think I missed something somewhere. Wait a minute. Okay. Professor is a term reserved for those teaching at a university. Doctor is also a term reserved for those teaching at a university. And proctor is someone overseeing a test. Somewhere out there is a teacher with a PhD overseeing a test, being a portmanteau. I. It's a lovely essay, but I don't. I guess I don't know. Am I dumb? I'm like not seeing the joke because I don't see a portmanteau.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not.
Doctor. Oh, I see Proctor. Professor
Oh, I get
Doctor
it.
Proctor.
I get
Okay,
it. Okay.
now I
A proctor is a portmanteau of professor and doctor.
professor and doctor. Yes. Okay, now I get it. Okay, so um, like I said, it's elegant, and the person who wrote it is obviously a superior intellect, which I absolutely respect.
Yeah.
But having to go back and analyze it, I don't.
Yeah.
mm,
So what are we thinking number wise?
I feel guilty.
You got to be ruthless here, or I will.
Okay, I'll give it. I'll give it a 5.
Okay.
Because you know what? If you said that joke at a Mensa meeting, they would crack up.
Yeah,
So
I think that's
I'm gonna
true.
give it a 5. I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it a
as
5.
for people who are wordplay nerds, um, keeping in mind that I'm not one of those people. Yeah, I could see that they would really dig it because you get that sense of that smug self-satisfaction when you understand what all the words mean. You know what I mean?
I'm serious. I can see this joke being told amusingly over a red wine at a Mensa meeting. A
All
lot
right.
of people would be tittering.
Let me stop you
But
right there. You know I'm a red wine drinker. I feel personally attacked.
still personally, I'm like, okay, well, like I said, this would. He's right. This would kill at a Mensa meeting, but I most of us are kind of like dummies, so I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay, let's move on. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
Wait, let me make sure
As
I
I
had that
told
right.
the
Yeah. Okay.
okay. As I told the other insurance inspector, everyone can make mistakes and drive 2 Volvos into the deeper part of a lake. Everyone can make mistakes and drive 2 Volvos into the deeper part of the lake. Um, okay. Um. Really, it's instructional.
Yeah.
Like it's a very lovely way to convey how to commit insurance fraud, but I don't know. As I told the other insurance inspector, everyone can make mistakes and drive 2 Volvos. The other insurance inspector. So I'm guessing. I don't know, I guess the other insurance inspector. This seems
I
like
think
it's like
you're.
the second. It's like the second half of a fuller. Like the first part of it is that they drove their Volvo into the lake the first time, and so they talked to the first insurance inspector, and now the second insurance inspector.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like it's the second half of a longer run, like a run of jokes,
Right.
and so I can see it being part of a routine, but I'm not sure how well it stands on its own.
I think this
Because
is my. I think this is my fault because I think the writer assumed I would read the prompt and then the joke, and they're kind of relying on some of the context of the prompt, which we
okay,
have not told anyone, and you have probably forgotten. So I think this is partially my fault, but as written, I still think it's. I still think it works. I mean, granted, it is dense and it's leaving some stuff out, but
uh,
I think it works. So, what do you think? Where are you number wise?
I think. I don't know. Other insurance inspector. Everyone makes mistakes and drive 2 Volvos. I think I'm kind of on. 5-ish, 6-ish, just because. Can I do halvesies? Can I do 5.5?
You can, but I'm gonna bump that up to 6 just because it makes the math a little bit easier.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take 6, just because, like I said, I can definitely see where the joke came from, but the fact that I had to like take a minute to think it through and like
Mm-hmm.
piece it together kind of took away from it for me. But I can see it being as part of a set. I can see it really killing. So I am like I'd go like 6. I'll do 6. 6 is good. 6 is good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit. I don't know. I'm kind of. I don't know. I guess because I was reading as I was reading the prompt. So I think this is my fault because the writer didn't know that we wouldn't read the prompt and then the joke. So
Okay.
we're figuring this game out, guys. So bear with us. Let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
My therapist told me that boxing. Okay, my therapist told me that boxing is good to get out my work stress. Over my boss, HR, and the court judge says it isn't. Okay. That one I think lands. That one lands really well because I think all of us have like people we want to smack at the
Mm-hmm.
office.
Yeah.
I'm giving that like an 8 or a 9. Not a 9.
9. Wow.
I'm giving that a 9. Just because it's so relatable. Like I said, I think a lot of people would laugh at that, and it's also very stress relieving.
Agree. Um,
Boss, HR, and the judge says this.
I think my therapist told me is a good start
Oh
because
yeah.
for a lot of reasons, not least of which being you're starting the joke by saying that I'm flawed and I know that I need some help. Um,
Mhm.
but like you start the joke from a place of being wrong. Like you're about to hear somebody describe something about themselves that's not good. And this is the kind of recommendation that a doctor would make. But then we have that turn, however my boss, HR, and my court judge say it isn't. So we're getting that second story of the two stories, which I dig. So yeah. I think
If therapist told you to take up boxing, but he didn't actually guide you who to hit, you just did that yourself.
yeah,
And now,
yeah,
however justified it may be,
right.
now you caught a case. So, yeah.
All right, let's move on. We'll do one more joke and then we'll show the standings so far.
Okay. Oh, because you know who wrote each one.
Yes.
Okay. I know my dad still has an Oedipus complex. He won't even share his grandma pizza. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, I like that one. I'm gonna give that one. Okay, I know you don't like wordplay, but I do, and it's kind of cute. Um, I'm I like it because I know what a grandma pizza is. I'm wondering if everybody knows what a grandma pizza is. In case people don't know,
Well,
it's a Detroit style pizza that's like flat with sauce, and it's kind of cool. But
yeah, the writer
either
did
way,
check in the Discord last night. The writer was checking to see if people knew what a grandma pizza was
okay,
and determining whether this would work based on the reaction in the Discord.
okay. Well, it worked on me, so
There you go.
I'm gonna say 8, 7, no 8. I like 8.
8.
8 is good because it's clever. It actually brings in, like I said, the Oedipus complex, and then dad jokes are always funny. It's easier to pick on dad than it is on mom, so I appreciate that. Yeah, I think, and it's quick, it's short, and it's really punchy, and yeah, I like it. So I'm gonna give it
Okay.
an 8.
Well, look, you know, you're called in here because of your expertise, so you don't have to justify. It's all you have to do is render a judgment.
Just hand out the numbers and say that's it.
That's it.
My word is law.
All right, let's look at the scoreboard. Here we are so far. Coop in the lead, 16 points.
For sure.
Crushing it. Jay Mills got that solid 9. Dan with a 6. Kraft Mac and Please Let Me Win. We haven't scored anything for Well Dead, Sauceman, or Andrew Bond yet, but that's also possible that we probably just haven't come across your joke yet. I did randomize these again so that they would be presented to Jaymi without her being able to guess what would be next. So, away with the scoreboard.
The truth is, I probably wouldn't even know, like, whose joke is whose, even without the randomizing, because I don't know everybody's different sense of humor. I'm not around enough to know everybody's different sense of humor. So
Yeah. Well, maybe it
I
wasn't
think
important to
it's
randomize.
anyway, but
I just felt like it would get old if like they were all kind of the same, and I thought if we shuffled them up, we'd have a better chance of a genuine reaction. So let's move on.
definitely fair.
Next joke.
Right. I used to wonder what happened to those kids who would jump on the bed, but then I realized a yoga mat is a very thin bed for active people who want to do activities on it. Yoga mat is a very thin bed for active people who want to do activities on it.
I'm trying to keep my mouth shut here because I don't want to color your first reaction.
I used to wonder what happened to those kids. Let me go over it again. Maybe okay.
This
I
is
used to wonder what happened
reading
to those
number
kids.
3 for those of you watching at home.
I used to wonder what happened to those kids who would jump on the bed, but then I realized a yoga mat is a very thin bed for active people who want to do activities on it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I feel
I
terrible.
think I get it, but I think it's almost more of a saying than a joke. It's like you're comparing a bed to a yoga mat. Like jumping on the bed is an activity, doing yoga is an activity. There's a comparison there, but I think we're missing a kind of a more twisty twist.
It's my expectation is that because when I grew up, I assumed that what he was talking about. I used to wonder what happened to those kids who would jump on the bed, like jumping on the bed people, your old parents or whatever used to say, oh, if you jump on the bed, you'll be in trouble or something terrible will happen or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then joke was an expectation of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I guess I don't know.
So those kids grew up and did yoga, is what we're meant to understand.
Yeah, this was more to understand, but I'm like, there's not a lot of jumping in yoga, so I still don't even see how that goes back to
Have you not been to
the
jump
act.
yoga? Come on, change your life. Where are we number wise?
uh, Two.
2.
I'm sorry. I feel terrible. It just feels like more of a statement than an actual joke.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
How about three? Let's say three. Three for effort, because it's.
Okay.
I'll do three. Three. An extra point for effort, so three.
All right. Let's move forward.
I turned 26 and lost my health insurance, and it's making me depressed. So I guess I'll just have to go out of pocket for that Robin share. Oh my god!
It's a pretty good one. Oh no, Jaymi died. Oh, we lost your audio. Oh, there you are.
And I'm going to hell for laughing at it. I'm so obviously very funny. That was a 9.
9.
Absolutely.
Cool.
9.
Good.
That was a 9.
Okay.
It's really well. I mean, it's really well structured, and
Mm-hmm.
then the shock at the end, and awful. Like I said, awful, but not the kind of awful that gets you canceled. So I have to. That's good. I like that. It's very good.
Yeah, it was great. Great joke. Good. Great 2 stories, like you say. You know, that story of like, I'm depressed, and then we find out in the second story how depressed we really are. Great joke. All right, let's go. Next one.
Okay. Um, sorry. I think my healthcare plan has it in for me. I asked if they had a smoking cessation program, and they told me to switch to menthols. Also, very good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Definitely. I mean, and it acknowledges the awfulness of the insurance industry in complex. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's kind of it's kind of got a Dangerfield vibe.
yeah, it definitely it's classic. It's also, like I said, it's acknowledges. I'm gonna give it a 9 as well.
Okay, I
I think
like
it's up
that.
to the standard of the previous joke.
I like that. Yeah, it is
I'm gonna
good.
give it a 2.
Yeah, good structure. Funny. Yeah,
And like I said, punchy, short, to the point. No fat to trim anywhere. I love this.
good deal. Okay, here we go.
Let's see. One time when I arrived at a customer's house to deliver their food, the older woman who answered the door told me, "I'm sorry, I don't have any money. Is there any other way I could pay?" I told her, "I know you don't have any money, Mom. That's why I'm working for Skip the Dishes." Okay. Very cute.
It's a little long,
A
but
little long, but very well done. And like I said, this is definitely, you can see something. I can see them delivering this on stage. This is
mhm.
this is good. I'm gonna give it a 7. 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.
8.
Not
Okay.
it's not up to the. It's not as punchy as the previous 2 jokes, but it there's a definite punchline. There's definitely like performance potential there.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's funny. It's
I don't know what
funny.
Skip the Dishes is, but
There's
I guess it's
twists.
like a Postmates or
Yeah, I figured, with the way it's written, I figured it's
yeah,
like a Grubhub or whatever.
context clues.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely, like I said, and then the twist is there, and it's surprising and also funny.
Yeah.
Quality
Solid
joke.
work.
I'm gonna give it.
All right, here we go.
I love DoorDash. There's this place miles away that tastes just like mommy's cooking, and I've requested 1,000 times that they wear the dress and call me pumpkin. Oh, somebody misses his mommy. Um, yeah, it's cute. I like it. I'm gonna say seven. I'm gonna
7.
say seven.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it could be punchier. It could be punched up, but everything you need to make somebody laugh is there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give it a seven.
Well, I've seen this person stand up, and they're good. So, I mean, all these guys are good, guys and gals. Okay, so that was our 11th joke. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard. If I remember how to do this. Okay, you need to go away, and you need to appear. So there's our current standings. Jay Mills, we have a new leader. Jay Mills, by 1 point, moves into the lead over Coop. Everybody's now on the board, and fairly close race. Now, again, the jokes are all scrambled, so everybody here has a chance to come back.
Turn on a dime.
Yep. So that's the scoreboard.
All right.
Hang on, let me turn this off for a second. Jaymi, can you vamp for a second? Just to...
Da-da-da-da-da.
There you go.
If you're ever in the Atlanta area, stop by Onward Theater and catch me and my teammates in improv comedy.
Yeah, do that.
Honestly, though,
that wasn't enough vamping.
Wasn't enough vamping. If you're ever, seriously, if you're ever in Atlanta, we do have a really awesome comedy scene. Drop in. There are a ton of open mics. There's a lot of comedy going on, stand-up comedy as well as improv comedy. Different flavors for all kinds of people. And the really cool thing is, if you're going to be in town here in the next weekend, we are having the Laughing Skull Comedy Festival, which is really popular. And so it's about 50 comedians, about 3 venues all over town. You can see some really good rising stars in comedy. So if you're dropping by Atlanta, arrange your layover so it's a couple of days.
Yep. All right, thank you. Well vamped. Let's move on.
Okay.
Here we go. And here is our next joke.
Last Halloween, my friends and I agreed we'd dress our kids as yoga babies. I misheard and painted my daughter green, taught her how to talk backwards and everything. Taught her how to talk backwards and everything. Yoga babies? We agreed we'd dress our kids as yoga babies. I misheard and painted my daughter green. Yoga. Taught her how to talk backwards and everything.
Would you like to be rescued?
Yeah.
Yoda.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Completely yoga babies. You know, daughter green, taught her to talk backward and everything. Yoga babies. Okay. Did not even cross my mind. I am so sorry. Okay, with the context, definitely. If yoga is top of mind, then yeah, I can see them getting it. I said this is a joke for a certain subset of fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Of which I obviously am not part of that subset. I'm so sorry. Actually, no.
I mean, you had the Godfather box set, so clearly you're a member of some fandom.
No, I am just a typical woman, or I used to be anyway. Before I have cast all of that nonsense out of my life. At any rate, as a joke for a particular subset of fandom, I think this works beautifully. I am going to give it a 7, just because
generous.
It's like I said, context applied. It's a great joke, and so somebody who understands that, Yoda baby or Yoga baby, somebody who would understand that would probably crack up. I am just not part of that fandom, but I do recognize it's a good like I said, with the context applied, it's an excellently written joke. So I am going to give it a 7. Um,
Okay.
just because it might not be as universal as I think, but it's like I said, for a subset of fandom, it's a really solid joke.
Yeah, and it could help if the person did a voice or something like did the Yoda voice, which I'll choose not to do. But yeah, I think a little more clarity could have
Mm-hmm.
helped. Because taught her how to walk backwards and everything feels like a tag, but it's a tag on a punch that didn't quite land because we didn't get at green that 100% that you meant Yoda. But in the like as you say, like if we had already been talking about Star Wars or Yoda, then that could help. But anyway,
Or even like you said, if that last line were delivered in the Yoda baby voice, like you said, the Yoda voice,
mm-hmm.
then it would have made a lot of sense. But yeah, I think this is something that needs context applied prior to that bit.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's like I said, for that fandom, it's a solid joke.
Okay. Next joke.
Even though he's not the president anymore, we still call him President Trump. Imagine if we'd introduced everyone like that. Hey guys, meet my friend, famous child actor Macaulay Culkin. It's an honor, sir. You got a point. Um, uh, it feels like it needs something, but I'm not sure what. It feels I can see humor, but it feels like the wording itself feels a little incomplete. I'm gonna give it a 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay. Next joke.
I called my insurance company about my new engagement ring. They said they won't cover it because for me, finding a husband was an act of God. Oh, I feel your pain, friend. I feel your pain. I like it. That's a joke for me. I am going to give it a 9.
Yeah. Good structure.
I'm giving it a 9. Good structure, punchy, great work on and unexpected work on the play on the insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we think about insurance, we think about health insurance or cars. This is solid, and like I said, plays directly to your audience, which is me. So I'm
Yeah.
giving you a 9.
Love it. All right. Next joke.
I hate yoga, so if you ever see me smiling while carrying a yoga mat, it's because there's a body rolled in it. Reach. Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm a sucker for this particular writer's jokes anyway, but yeah, his humor's got a great darkness to it.
I am this is a joke for your audience. It is a joke for me. I'm giving it a 9 because
Love it.
yes, absolutely.
Oop, wrong mouse.
And it's short, punchy, perfectly stands on its own no matter where you put it, and it's just mwah, that's what I'd be doing with my yoga mat. Let me tell you something. So yes, please.
All right, here we go.
Okay. I never got over my Oedipus complex. I asked the Uber Eats driver to do what my mom did, bring the food to my room so that I can suck it from his breast. Yucks. Yeah, that needs to go through a therapy. There's a therapy joke following this one
I'm
too.
100. I'm 100% on board here. I'm a buyer for sure.
It's appropriately horrifying. Um, it's fun. It's fun on a couple of levels because the idea that this is not a kid. If you're ordering Uber Eats, this is like a mom thing. Like I said, this is like I said, you are an older person still suckling from the breast. So I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
And the only reason I give it a 9 is because it is funny, but I'm also thinking about like, could you do this joke to a general audience? And I think you would get kind of a mixed reaction depending on who was in the room. So I appreciate it. The artistry is there, but I'm always like, no, no, no. It's good though. It's good. So I'm giving it an 8.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. You go away. So here are current standings. Coop still in the lead. Those last couple were by Dan, so that's how he got those points. Now in second place. And you can see the results, everybody else. Chat, by the way, first of all, thank you for watching. We appreciate you doing this. If you disagree with me or Jaymi, please feel free to voice your concerns. We may listen. It's possible. Particularly if there seems to be some kind of consensus. You know, we want to be vaguely democratic, but this is still, you know, an oligarchy of Jaymi and myself. So those are the standings as they sit. We are just about halfway done, so let's keep moving.
I became an oligarch and didn't even have to marry a Russian mobster.
It's not too late. Here we go.
All right. What we got?
Al says one of his jokes didn't get added to his points. That's possible. I have screwed up. What was the joke? Hold on, let's go back. Al, what did you give this one? Macaulay Culkin.
I believe I gave it a 6. I think I gave it a 6.
Maybe I added.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, it's possible I added his points to somebody else as a mistake, or I might have just forgotten. I mean, we're dealing with my software and also my potential to forget, so if I've screwed this up, guys, I apologize. But so it goes. Okay, so we were there. So let's see. So here is the scoreboard after adding those points to Sauceman's total. Thanks for trying to keep me honest. I do appreciate it. And I'm liable to make mistakes like this. So, away with you. And we'll go on to the next joke. Here we go.
Okay. As an agriculturalist, I needed to find an insurance company that looked out for me. That's why I chose State Farm. My rates are racing. Oh. Wah, wah, wah. As an agricultural, my rates are raising. It's cute. It's very cute. I'm going to say 7.
Okay.
Because it is adorable.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is adorable. I'm gonna give it a 7.
All right, this next one's a long boy.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I don't like how people call it a yoga mat. Until you're taking it to a yoga class, it's just a regular mat. And that means whatever you bring with you to a yoga class, it's a yoga whatever. Your shoes, now they're yoga shoes. Water bottle, that's a yoga bottle. Divorce paperwork from your estranged spouse that you refuse to sign, that's yoga divorce paperwork from your estranged spouse that you refuse to sign. Okay. It's are you okay, writer, joke writer? Really sorry. Are you okay? Do we need to call somebody?
Obviously not. If we were all right, we'd be doing something else with our lives.
Should we call someone?
Yeah. If any of us, you, me, or the chat, any of us were all right, we would be at yoga, not doing this.
This is true. We would be doing yoga, not writing jokes. Um, I want to love it. I really want to love it, but it's kind of long, it's kind of unwieldy, and it does not pop. I mean, like I said, I can see it being performed. I can see it as a performance piece, but I don't, because it's so dense, I don't know if you'd get like the real laugh. I think you might get like some hitters, but I don't know if you get a real laugh because it's dense. So, um,
Let me, if I may, I'd like to act as the prosecution here for a second. So,
I thought I was being the prosecution.
no, you're the judge.
Okay.
So that right there is a joke. I don't like how people call it a yoga mat. Until you take it to the yoga class, it's just a regular mat.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
true.
dense two
That's a joke.
stories joke right there.
Yes.
And that means that whatever you bring to yoga class, this is another joke. Whatever you bring to yoga class, you can cut out and that means whatever you bring to yoga class is a yoga whatever. So now we're just in a rule of threes type joke. So this is really two jokes. Because this right here is a rule of threes jokes. Whatever you bring to you at the yoga is whatever you bring with you to yoga class is a yoga whatever. Your shoes, now they're yoga shoes. Water bottle, that's a yoga bottle. And here's the third: divorce paperwork from your estranged spouse that you refuse to sign. That's a yoga divorce paperwork from your estranged spouse that you refuse to sign. So it's like, I think, had we picked one or the other, it would have been stronger. But I do like divorce paperwork from your estranged spouse that you refuse to sign because it's like, why would you bring that to yoga? I mean, it's got that silliness. That's a yoga divorce paperwork from your estranged spouse, you know.
Okay, great.
So I
Okay.
think there's craft here, but this is two jokes.
Okay. Well, that was Jim for the defense.
No, that's the
The judge has
prosecution.
the prosecution. You're
But then
defending. No,
yeah,
you're defense. You are the defense. You're trying to explain why this works, or like
okay,
why
yeah.
we should not
I'm moving back
downvote
and
it.
forth between tables in the courtroom, and
Okay.
I'm
All
defending
right.
this writer,
The
but
judge
also
the judge takes the defense's motion into account, and I will say 7.
okay, 7 it is.
You're all obsessed with Oedipus complex and yoga mats.
I mean, what else is there?
Who isn't? I mean, come on.
Yeah. That viewer might not know that these are all from 5 prompts because we mentioned that at the beginning. Um,
That's Jim's fault, actually.
so yeah, yeah. If you have a concern, it is my fault. If things are going well, it's because Jaymi's so amazing. If this is crashing and burning, it's because I'm crashing and burning. So here we go.
Okay. Oh yeah. People say that I'm arrogant, but I simply want them to call me Arthur, like the king. Okay. Cute. Very cute. Um, this is good. I mean, it's short, it's to the point, it's punchy. I like it. I'm gonna give it an 8.
I love it.
I'm giving it an 8.
Again, viewers, this score does rely on my ability to do math, so I apologize for any accidents. But yeah, cool. Okay, next joke. Just to say what I like about this, it's dense. 2 stories. It's got a great, you know, you can almost hear the pause in there, like the delivery would be. People say I'm arrogant, but I simply want them to call me Arthur, like the king. You know, you throw a little pause in there. Beautiful. Here we go.
I think too many people get labeled king and queen nowadays. You don't even have to be important. Like, oh, I'm 5'3", I'm a short king, or I like big dicks, I'm a size queen, or oh, I'm really old and just sit there, I'm the king of England. Wait a minute. Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm behind. I just realized. Yes, there is a king of England now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Um. Okay. I'm never not gonna vote for a joke that doesn't bag on Charles because I think he's awful. Um, um, I I feel like there's something. I feel like it's out of order. I also feel like I feel like it's king and queen. So I don't the way. So big dicks. I'm a size queen is a sharper or more. How do I put this? It's a more shocking thing. I guess it's kind of a rule of three, but the big dicks is a more shocking thing than King of England.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like maybe it should be reordered, or then maybe find. I don't know. It's good, and like I said, it's a solidly premised joke, but I feel like maybe the order should change up because, like I said, to me, you're gonna get more mileage out of Size Queen than King of England. But maybe that's just me.
I think I
Um,
see sort of mechanically what we were going for because it's like too many people get labeled king and queen, and then it's two things that aren't really a king or queen, and then a third thing that really is the king. And
mhm,
like, so maybe in the writer's mind, it was like, I'll do two that aren't kings and queens, and then the twist will be the third one really is.
is the
Um,
king.
and I also think, a really over the top delivery could maybe help sell it.
That's true.
But
I don't. Maybe I don't like. I think you could leave out. You don't even have to be important. Too many people get labeled king and queen nowadays. I'm a short king. I'm a size queen, and then king. I don't know.
yeah,
It's like I said. It's solid though. Like I said, the bones are there. The bones are solid. Um, might need a joke flip. I'm
yeah. I think the bones are there for sure.
going eight. I'm going
Okay.
eight.
All right. All right. So
Too soon.
this next one, yeah, that's Coop in the chat. So this next one, I went ahead and left it in, but this joke writer just wrote two words, and I think again that they were thinking that I was going to read the prompt and then the joke. Um, so the prompt was physical therapy for emotions. Um, so let me just show you what they did.
Self-flagellation.
Yeah. I love that we're both like sitting here looking left and right. like um
Just thinking it through. Thinking it through.
so I think maybe this is on me for not communicating that we wanted a full joke and you're not going to hear the prompt before the joke because I wanted the prompts to inspire people, but they don't have to like use a word or they don't even have to stick to the prompt if they don't want to. Um, you know, but I don't think this kind of for me. I think this is probably a sub 5 because it's like we tried and I kind of see what you mean, sort of, because it's literally physical.
Physical therapy.
Whipping yourself is physical
Yeah.
therapy of a
Because
kind.
of your emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Jaymi deals with her feelings.
Mm, no, I mean I used to, but then once I got the job as the dominatrix, I could just beat somebody else up.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. That's a joke, y'all. I do not work as a dominatrix.
Anymore.
Thank God my mother didn't tune in. Would have some serious phone calls to be answering me. Um, I I see them. I see them. I see their mind working their way around to it. But yeah, this is not even if we're reading the prompt first. This still needs more to be a joke.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm gonna take some of it on myself because this person knows how to write jokes and does stand up and is good at it. So like,
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with
Um,
this joke writer.
but it's no, it's not the joke writer. I'm like I said because I don't know who's who, so I'm just going on what's written. And like I said, I know all these guys are smart and funny, so it's just I think yeah, like you said, this it's if we gave it back to him and said come back with something else in like 10 minutes, it would probably be
Yeah,
awesome. But we don't have 10 minutes. So 3,
I think that's fair.
3, and 3. I'm gonna stop apologizing. I'm the judge here.
Yeah,
My word is law.
yeah. All right. Let's look at the scoreboard again, shall we? So, there is the score. It is Coop and Dan in the lead. Again, the jokes have been randomized, so the order could be helping. But the scores, I think the people who are trailing could certainly catch up, just because we might not have seen that many other jokes so far. But those are the standings. And we have a few jokes left to go. So, without further ado,
Let's see. I do one-on-one yoga sessions, but I had to take a break. It was fine because my instructor is flexible. Cute. So when I eventually rolled my mat back out, she got to see the light of day again. Oh my God. There are a lot of Dexters hanging around out here. This is a joke with a tag, which is good. That was really good work. The instructor is flexible, so I don't know if the road is the light of day. Just flexible yoga sessions. I'm gonna give it an 8.
wow.
It's like I said, it's solid. It's solid. It's performance worthy. It's definitely fun. And it's crafted well. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8. And it's like we got 2 jokes for the price of 1. So
I don't think it's 100% clear that we're rolling the instructor up in the mat. Like, I'm glad that you got it, because it wasn't 100% clear when I first read it that the idea was that the yoga trainee or student or whatever is rolling the instructor up in the mat, and then because he's taking a break and then coming back and rolling her, and she's out of the mat again. And it's like, first of all, what's she doing on your mat? Because that's not how it's done. But but look, the judge has spoken. On we go.
Okay. I got kicked out of therapy because I thought it was like physical therapy, and I kept asking my therapist for a massage, which they will do, by the way. They just didn't want to touch me. Oh, obviously going to therapy for self-esteem issues. My heart breaks. Which they will do, by the way. They just don't want to touch me. Again, a bit of Rodney Dangerfield, which I have always enjoyed.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, I know. Joke with a tag. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. Generous.
I give it a 7. That's not generous. I mean, like I said, it's the tag. The tag maybe needed a little bit of a different twist, but that first half is definitely giggle worthy. So yeah, I'm standing by my 7.
I think we for sure should have cut out, which they will do, by the way, because that's just like a side quest in a way. Like, I do think you could shorten it to I kept asking my therapist for the massage, or something like that. Normally they do that, which I guess now you got to have that, which they will do, by the way. So forget what I said a second ago. But yeah, and I'm glad that you read it with the emphasis, because I think, without the emphasis, they just didn't want to touch me. Yeah, I think without that emphasis, it doesn't really land. But maybe a little too many parts, but that's okay. Jaymi liked it, so it's good. Here we go.
That's right. My insurance agent says my charitable adventure business is uninsurable. The dyslexic parachute-free skydiving school will never stand for this. The dyslexic parachute-free skydiving school. My charitable adventure business is uninsurable. Dyslexic parachute-free diving school. Why dyslexic? I'm looking for will never stand for this. I don't see anything.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yes. Oh.
I think dyslexic because without that, it wouldn't be a charity. I think that's what they're, because without dyslexic, it's just the parachute-free skydiving school, which is not, it's a charitable adventure business. So we need something. And the trouble is, and I think as you're writing the joke, if you're writing, you can't do like paraplegic parachute-free skydiving school because now you're making fun of multiple amputees, which is not so good. But
I guess it's, for me, it's the fact that the how do I put this? The adventure business doesn't go with, it doesn't make sense with what the charity, you know what I'm saying, with what the charity is. So it's like you picked a charity, but that impairment doesn't really have anything to do with parachuting. Like it's I'm
kind of on board for it because it's like, I guess I like the silliness of the dyslexic parachute-free skydiving school, and it never occurred to me to question why they need to be dyslexic. I just like these people are falling out of the sky and splatting on the ground or whatever they're doing. But
okay,
I enjoy the nihilism of it, but you're kinder and
the judge will take the defense into account, and I will say let's give it a 7.
Okay. Operating the scoreboard is really reminding me of how bad my simple arithmetic is. Let's go. Home stretch.
Should be doing it in like a little Excel sheet off to the other side, like automatic calculations.
That's a really good idea.
They say sex is like pizza. Even the worst pie is desirable. They've clearly never fucked my mom. Ah! Yikes! Yo! Good Lord!
Come on now. You have jokes like this you do in your stand-up.
Do not.
Sex knees?
Well, yeah, but that's
I closed my case closed.
That's my knees, not my mother's knees.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. It is not a joke for me. My laughing, if you were performing this, my laughing at this would be more horror than horror and uncomfortable laugh than genuinely laugh. But there is, like I said, this is an audience joke. Lots of audiences would like give you like a real laugh on this, and it is structured very well. It's got the shock value.
I'm gonna say if you go on,
it's very Jesselneck. So
yeah, if you went on something like Kill Tony or pretty much any open mic and said this sentence, you're gonna get laughs.
You're gonna get a laugh. Yes, that's why I said okay. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
I took off a point for it not being for me, but it is a very solid joke. So
I think that's a little miserly, but
definitely
you're the authority here.
Oh, right. You can have the 9. Jeez.
Okay. Solid joke.
You can have the 9.
Solid joke.
The defense gives you an extra point. I'll give you the 9.
All right. Here we go.
Yes. Narcissistic parents are like chiropractors. Questionable backgrounds. They make you feel better temporarily with a little manipulation. Yeah. That's a good one. I'm giving you the 9. I'm giving you the 9. That is, it's solid. It's well written. It's takes in a lot of various territories, and it's timely. Like I said, narcissism is like all over the
Oh my
place
God.
right
Yeah.
now, social media and everything. So it's timely. I think
Yeah.
that this is a good one.
To replace
Solid.
baseball as the national pastime. All right, let's look at the scoreboard. This will be our final look at the scoreboard before we have just a couple jokes left to go. Let me order. So here we go. You can see Coop's still in the lead,
Yeah,
but Kraft Mac and Please Let Me Win.
pulling up.
Yeah, Kraft Mac and Please Let Me Win just had a couple of jokes there. So like that one that we just heard, narcissistic parents, sex is like pizza, insurance agent says my charitable adventure. Those were all Kraft Mac and Please Let Me Win. So grabbing some points here late in the game. And we have just 5 jokes left to go. So 5 jokes left to go, and those are the points as they stand at the moment. Coop's still in the lead. Rest of the gang catching up. So
Is everybody on the scoreboard? Oh, that's what you said. Dan is not here, and who else is not here?
Waldad is not with us.
Okay.
I see Andrew Bond in the chat. Thank you for watching. Sauceman was here. You know, people got lives and families and whatnot like that. We don't begrudge. All right.
Let's see.
Final couple of jokes. Here we go.
There's a Greek place in my neighborhood that named all of their dishes after Greek mythology, like the Minotaur burger and the 12 flavors of Hercules. But I'm not sure about this new item they added. It's a lamb that murdered its father and had sex with its mother, called the Oedipus Rex of lamb. The Oedipus Rex of lamb. Okay. It's cute. It's wordplay. I get it. It needs a lot. It needs a. It takes it. You got a lot of build up to get to the Oedipus Rex.
Agree.
So it's not as. And I think through it, could delivery make this better? New place in my neighborhood named all of their dishes after mythology. This could be tightened up, I think, and still you could get to Oedipus Rex faster. Give it a 6, 7.
Again, I think
6.
That's a joke right there. Greek place in my neighborhood that named all of their dishes after Greek mythology, like the Minotaur burger and 12 flavors of Hercules. And then this is kind of a tag because it doesn't include the Greek place in my neighborhood. You wouldn't want to, but if you did,
I think I would go with, there's a Greek place in my neighborhood that named all of their dishes after Greek mythology. Period. They added a new item.
Yeah. I think if you did that,
the lamb murdered the father and had sex with the mother. It's called the Oedipus Rex.
Yeah. But then I think you might need the lamb just because I don't know. Anyway, I think 6 is fair.
Yeah.
I think that's well adjudicated.
6. Okay.
A lot of pieces. A lot of moving pieces.
Yeah,
here we go.
I mean, but it's got something. Okay, so what's the next one? My physical therapist gave me a 2-step recovery plan. Step 1, lose 50 pounds. Oh. Step 2, stop wasting her time. Oh no. Oh God. Okay. Well, that's just like every doctor's visit ever. I'm giving that a 9.
Yeah, it's solid.
I'm giving it a 9. It is solid. It is, like I said, it stands on its own, whether you're reading it or performing it. It's, yeah. That's, and it's relatable. I said anybody who's been to the doctor, that's relatable. They're gonna laugh.
Yeah, I have one almost like pretty close to this. Like my eyes, talking about having a female doctor, and she's asking me, are you going to be embarrassed? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And she's, well, good, because I need to be able to speak clinically, and your arms are embarrassing.
Oh.
I like that kind of thing because it is embarrassing to go to the doctor. It just is.
Y'all's doctors are mean.
Yeah.
I'm kind of grateful for mine now. Y'all doctors are mean. Although I swear, if I hear the words "a woman of a certain age" one more time, somebody's gonna have to bail me out of jail.
Well, you have our number. We'll be down there.
Thank you.
Megan and I would be thrilled to be called in that eventuality.
Bail me out of jail.
Yeah, we'd have some laughs about it. All right, here we go.
All right, what you got? Whenever I tell people I do physical therapy to help with my emotional well-being, they immediately joke that I just get my dick sucked. How childish. I get my anus pegged. And again, I said I'm going to hell for laughing. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I like it's a very inclusive joke. I like it's a very modern.
Yeah.
It brings
it's got a Deadpool vibe, doesn't it?
It does, and it's like I said, I am not opposed to a dirty joke, and this is actually as far as dirty jokes goes, this is actually very clever and very well thought out. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I'll give it an 8.
I will also say this is written by a joke writer who is not a born English speaker. So.
Oh, okay.
Even harder.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, couple jokes left to go.
That's
Here
very good.
we go.
Okay. I didn't go to school for 8 years so people could address me as Mr. Bond. I'd appreciate it if you use my proper title, lazy fucking idiot who barely graduated with a useless degree bond.
Solid work.
Very solid. I'm giving that a 9.
Yeah.
I'm giving that a 9.
I think that's a well-earned 9. All right, we have arrived at our final joke of the afternoon.
All right, let's go. Let's
Here we go.
it. My brother started doing daily yoga to help him get sober. Oh, he posted daily about it to stay accountable. We worked with him for months, motivating him, checking in on him, and reminding him of his potential until finally we got the insufferable cunt back into drinking. Obviously an Englishman.
Or Australian.
Or Australian, yes.
Hey, you going? Yeah, nah. All right, guys. We'll start you between turns 1 and 2 when you're all together.
I know it's long. The setup is very winding, but the end of it, the punch, makes the setup worth it.
Agree. I agree.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah.
I am. Especially, like I said, I can hear the British accent or the Australian accent. So yeah, and like I said, it's the first long joke that actually makes the where you land worth it. So I'm gonna say yes, 9.
Okay. Well, we had a lot of great jokes. Those are our jokes for the show.
Yeah. Good work, guys. It's amazing.
Let me say, once again, thank you so much to the patrons who support this channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. I will show the final scoreboard here in a sec. I just want to say thank you so much to these folks for supporting the channel. If you dig what we're up to, feel free to jump on the Patreon at patreon.com.
Their names so they can be social media famous.
Yeah, Mark Cox, Ian Buckley, Patrick Lennon, Eric Spahn, Spontaneous Ick,
Riley Soliner,
yeah.
Stephen Farley, Jonathan Wallace and Dan Simard. We salute you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Much appreciated. So here we go. Here comes our final scoreboard. And this is now we've done, Jaymi, we've done a number of these streams. This is a different format, but we've done a lot of these. And here is our final scoreboard. Again, dependent on my math, but here we go. As you can see, we have a tie.
Yay.
Coop and Andrew Bond. Now, so
behind. Yay.
I think that's pretty great.
Good. Yeah.
So Coop's jokes were, I call them the, they said it was getting married was an act of God. Physical therapist said lose 50 pounds, stop wasting your time. Coop was also, I'm a real sandwich artist. Grandma Pizza was Coop. And the Yoda Halloween joke was Coop.
Okay.
And Andrew Bond was smoking cessation, switched to menthols, kicked out of therapy, they didn't want to touch me. I didn't go to school for 8 years so people could address me as Mr. Bond. Greek place in my neighborhood, Oedipus Rex. And I like how people call it a yoga mat. That one that went a little bit. We didn't love that one. Altogether, a great group of jokes, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Worked out great.
A lot of talent in your collective. Very good, guys.
Yeah, great work, everybody. Jaymi, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. We had to do a run through earlier today and make sure we had the technical details kind of in order. I wish we got your audio a little bit better sorted out, but I think it worked. We got through it.
Absolutely. And this was a joy and a pleasure. Like I said, I loved it, and everybody worked so hard, and you could tell the craftsmanship. So I appreciated being allowed to judge.
Yeah. Where can people find you? Do you have socials? Do you have pluggables?
I do. I am not very active. All of my socials are Book Girl 2. I am not as active as I should be because I have a job and a life, and I perform regularly at Onward Theater, so there is that. But the good news is I have been talking with a couple of our stand-up comedians that we've had at our improv, and they've been highly encouraged to start doing more open mics. So when I do that, I will post online. And like I said, I am Book Girl 2 just about everywhere. The easiest place to follow me is probably on Instagram because that's where I post first. But yeah, that's the dealio. So like I said, follow me if you want to, and then if things turn up, you'll be able to see them.
There's a link to Onward Theater. Those are
the Discord a lot too, so you guys can just say hi when you see me pop in.
Yeah. All right, we got our our joke writers in the chat are threatening to leg wrestle one another. But do check out Onward Theater. Those are friends of mine, friends of Jaymi's. Love those guys. Got a theater going there in South Atlanta, Dare Park. Cool space, cool folks. We love them. And yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. Thank you for paying attention to the ComedyZilla thing. Do join us on the Discord if you want to talk about comedy writing. I always say we try to do it in a constructive way, just because we're kind of trying to take comedy back from the manosphere if we can. And appreciate your attention, appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
Now, what do I press?